Hey everybody, this is Boom Boom here with KocoSports.com. Welcome to another edition of the Boom Boom Room, and of course I am the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here, shaking the room live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. Well, kids, we're going to talk a little Lucha Underground. We had episode 4 of season 3 air this past Wednesday night on the El Rey Network. And of course, the first question I'm going to ask is, well, the first question I ask for every review for those who follow along with the show is, what do you give the show? Do you give it a win, a loss, or a tie? So over here in the chat room, down here in the comment section, let me know what you thought about the show. Do you give it a win, a loss, or a tie? I myself, I'm going to give it a win. I was thoroughly entertained by this, and it was like the craziest hour of wrestling I've watched this week. It's like, you watch Raw, it drags on for hours on end. It's like SmackDown. It's like, okay, this is kind of entertaining show, but you look back and go like, God, they only had like 3 matches. What the fuck? NXT was pretty close. They had, that hour moves along quite quickly. Ring of Honor, pretty good about filling the time, but I think like the craziest hour is Lucha Underground, and it's just. It felt like more than an hour. I mean, it just felt like there was just that much action jammed into it. And when you factor in like commercial times, you're only getting about 45, 46 minutes of wrestling. So way to go there on with all you guys with Lucha Underground. So what happened, for those of you who may not seen it, is it worth watching? I believe it is. You start out with the shot of the, they kind of recap everything that's been going on until now. Then you go backstage, you go into the women's locker room, and there's Sexy Star. And Dario Cueto comes in, and basically he's trying to telling her she's in between a rock and a hard place. She's kind of got like this ultimatum: either you can keep defending your championship, I'm going to keep throwing people at you, and you're going to have to defend that championship, or you can cash it in and face my brother Montanza. And it's kind of like it's just something that I'm kind of glad that the show addressed, because Sexy Star really, is she ready to take on Montanza? And most people would say no, because remember what happened the beginning of the season 2. You had Ivelisse take on Mil Ortez, and that didn't exactly end so well. So it looks like maybe Sexy Star is looking to call her shot, looking to pick her spot, and Dario trying to basically trying to be the evil promoter, trying to goad her into it, because if she cashes in and fails, well, guess what? It scatters the medallions again, and the whole thing starts all over again with the Gift of the Gods championship. Well, after he left, Johnny Mundo came in and introduced himself. He says, I've been here the whole time I've been in the temple. I don't believe I've formally introduced myself to you. Johnny Mundo. So she went to shake her hand, and he yanked on her hand and said, I'm going to be the next Gift of the Gods champion. So, which makes sense, because Mundo wants the Lucha Underground championship. I mean, that's his thing. I mean, last week he just practically gave up. He did give up a chance at winning, trying to retake the trios championships. He says, like, that doesn't mean anything to me. I want the Lucha Underground championship. So yeah, it makes sense that he would go for Sexy Star. Plus, it makes him even more of a douchebag, because, well, here it is. I mean, look, I know it's part of it, but you kind of got the idea of a man picking on a woman. So which kind of makes him, a douchebag. So I like the way that it started off. Then you started the first match. You go out to Vampiro and Matt Striker to talk about the rundown, and then they go out to the first match, which is Prince Puma taking on Sinestro de la Muerte. Prince Puma looking to try to get his career back on track by beating Mil Ortez. He attacked him the other week, and so it makes sense that he would. They mentioned on commentary that he specifically requested this match against Sinestro de la Muerte because he is an associate of Mil Ortez. That thing was about a 5-minute match. I think it was a good opener. They traded blows back and forth. I like Prince Puma, that series of suplexes that he does. It's kind of like the Three Amigos, but he floats over the top rather than popping the hips. Ortez tried to hang in there as long as he could. But Puma just hit Sinestro de la Muerte with like a kind of like a pile driver type finish, kind of like a Michinoku driver, and then immediately picked him up because Mil Muertes has come out there and tried to interfere, but he actually didn't lay a hand on Puma. He tried to, but Puma dodged him, threw him out of the ring, beat up Sinestro de la Muerte, hit him with a Michinoku driver, then picked him back up, looked Mil Muertes dead square in the eye, hit him with Muertes's finishing maneuver, the flatliner, for the win. Then Puma, he goes and does a dive to the outside onto Muertes. They brawl, and Katrina breaks it up. Katrina trying to be the voice of reason, trying to get Muertes where he's not all hot, just get to where he can take him on one-on-one on his terms, which I think is a smart move. Let's see. So I think that was a really good opener. We need more stuff like that. I like it how they started off with. They immediately started off with wrestling action, and that just seemed to be the theme for the show here. Next here we had a little backstage, which I think was great here. Dario's office, Castro Cortez walked in, said, "Hey, you wanted to see me, boss?" And then Dario just comes up and gives him a hug, and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry about Cisco. We should find the killer." And it's like, and he said, and Dario's like, but we must go on. We must move on, and the show must go on. And it's fact, it's like, and then all of a sudden you hear in the background, and this is what I love about this show. This is a TV show. And I think this is something that I think a lot of critics don't get, is that Lucha Underground isn't your typical wrestling show. If you want to watch a wrestling show, you got tons of stuff to choose from. But this is actually a TV show about a wrestling promotion in Boyle Heights, California, that features Lucha Libre star, and has some bit of the occult and the mystical elements in there. And I was like you at the first. It made me scratch my head. I was like, this doesn't make sense. Well, why are they doing this? This is off the wall. But then I got kind of, once I adjusted my mindset to, okay, this is a TV show. This is like a hour-long TV show. This is something like 24. This is something like Breaking Bad. This is something like The Walking Dead. This is an episodic TV show. Once I got my head around that, it made the show like 10 times more enjoyable. And just these little details that they do is in the background, like outside of Dario's office, that's where the arena is, and that's where the ring is, and you could hear from the streets, Cortez Castro, and he's like puzzled, and then Dario Cueto says, like, you got a match. And so Castro does not know, who his opponent is. He goes out there. Of course, we all know that Joey Ryan, being the scumbag that he is, which I like Joey Ryan. I hate his fucking character. I hate his fucking character on the show with a fucking passion, because he's a fucking, turncoat son of a bitch. Anyway, because now that Dario knows that Castro is a cop, he's basically trying to get him hurt, which it made sense. I thought it was like, he's going to book him against his brother, get his brother to like basically cripple him. No, he gets the next best thing. He brings in Pentagon Dark. And so this was, and I loved how the commentary, someone was like, okay, we got a bonus match here. It's Castro Cortez. Looks like he's not even prepared. And who's his opponent? Uh-oh, it's going to be Pentagon Dark. So Castro went on the attack early. Pentagon made his comeback, and then just picked him up, hit him with that package pile driver. The match lasted about a minute. Of course, afterwards, what happens every time Pentagon wins a match is he breaks an arm. He broke Castro Cortez's arm. So I wonder where they're going to go with it from here. Logic would dictate minimum. Like if you break your arm, legitimately break your arm, minimum, you're going to be in a cast for 6 weeks. And that's a minimum. That explains why El Dragoness Jr. and Black Lotus are fine now, because theoretically, more than some time has passed, so their arms would have healed by then. But I wonder if they're going to if this is going to put Cortez Castro on the shelf, and he's going to go back to Alvarez and say something's up, because this is something complete. Having Dario just give him a hug and talking about the death of Mr. Cisco is just something out of character. Maybe he'll figure out that somebody spilled the beans. He's got a leak in the department. That could definitely be something to do. Or what I think they're going to do with this is they're going to have it where Dario is going to try to basically get Castro killed. Because, I mean, they've got no bones about it. They have killed off characters. In fact, they kill off another character in this episode. Because I think Dario's going to make Castro wrestle with a broken arm, and he's going to try to just get him crippled, and then basically try to finish him off himself after he makes him suffer a little bit. Why? Because I think that Dario is that. I think Dario is just that sadistic. All right, so then we go next into the Trios Championships. Actually, no, it was an Atomicos match. It was the Worldwide Underground taking on the Trios Champions, Drago, Aerostar, and Phoenix, along with the Gift of the Gods champion, Sexy Star. This one was just, in my opinion, was match of the night. This is Lucha Libre. I mean, it was high flying back and forth, quick tags. And check it out, because Sexy Star took a shot to the face. I think it was from Johnny Mundo. I'm not sure. It might have been Jack Evans, but I'm pretty sure it was Mundo, because the commentary, they were trying to sell it like, oh, no, it hit that eyebrow, it's busted open, that blood can get in your eyes. And, Vampiro was trying to sell that angle. No, she didn't get cut in the eyebrow. She got popped right in the face, and her eye was swelling. To the point, her cheekbone was coming up through the eye hole in her mask. It's I'm surprised she could even see out of that eye. It was swollen so bad. So that was definitely worth checking out. You had Jack Evans showing off. You had some frequent tags, but they did several dives. Mundo, he hit Sexy Star with a super kick. This allowed Jack Evans to get a roll-up and pin for the win. Taya went to the outside and grabbed her knee. Was this knee injury legit? Well, when the camera angle that they showed, it looked like she was fucking crying. If she wasn't legit hurt, then give her a fucking Oscar for a damn good actress, for being a good actress, excuse me, because she really, really sold that. I mean, dude, she was in fucking tears, and I think the Worldwide Underground, after they were done doing their thing, they were legitly crowd around her oh shit, she's fucking hurt. So if that's not legit, props to him for selling it. Props to Sexy Star for getting her eye. Basically, it was her left eye. I'm serious. Watch after the match. There's one shot right after the match. It's only for a couple of seconds, but you'll look at that eye is fucking swollen right here at the eye site, right at the top of your cheekbone. It was about to bulge out that eye hole in her mask. It was vicious. So, but all in all, I loved it. Then they go backstage. Mil Muertes was at a shrine. There was Sinestro kneeled down. Katrina says, well, apparently he says he's sorry, but unfortunately he's failed us too many times, and then just snapped his neck, gave him the kiss of death, and then blew his soul or energy, whatever, into Mil Muertes. Mil Muertes apparently, hulked up, powered up, leveled up, however you want to put it. So he got big. So this feud between Ortez and Puma is building up. Then we get to the main event of the evening. It was El Dragoness Jr. taking on Chavo Guerrero Jr. with Rey Mysterio Jr. as the special guest referee. A lot of juniors in this match. I think this was the best match that I've seen Chavo Guerrero wrestle since he's been on Lucha Underground. I mean, he looked like a legit fucking threat. I mean, I know back in his WCW days, with the exception of his ECW run, his WWE days, I mean, he was just kind of like a joke, especially his feud with Hornswoggle, which I think ruined his fucking career. I liked how they teased a Kimura lock. They went to the outside. I liked it when Azteca got caught and then Chavo just ran him straight into the barricade. They went after him. Then the dumbest thing that Chavo could have done was he started arguing with Ray. And Ray had pretty much called it down the middle, had been doing everything like he was supposed to do. And then Chavo just wanted to keep arguing because he had I think it was a single leg Boston Crab or a Kimura lock. It was a submission hold, and El Dragoness Jr. grabbed the rope, and then Chavo was arguing with Ray. He said, no, he tapped. I'm the winner. It's no, he didn't tap. He grabbed the rope. You got to break the hold. And they argued finally back and forth. And There was a little bit of pushing, and of course, Rey Mysterio's like, no, no, I'm a referee on this one. You can't do this. And finally, Chavo just kicked Rey. Rey came back and punched him. This gave El Dragoness Jr. the opportunity to roll up Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio counts 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, they beat up Chavo Guerrero some more, him with a 619. I'm actually surprised that this kind of happened because they were basically building this matchup from, if you watched last week, you knew that these two were having this match because they were basically fighting to get a hold of Pentagon Dark. Because Jesus Christ, Pentagon has made himself a marked man. He's drawn the ire of Dario Cueto, Chavo Guerrero Jr., Montanza, El Dragon Azteca Jr., Black Lotus, Rey Mysterio, Vampiro. I mean, like, shit, that's like 7 fucking people. That's 7 people right there that Pentagon has pissed off. So I guess you could say everyone hates Pentagon at this point. And is that a smart move? Let me ask you this, guys. Do you think that's a smart move, making him? I think they should have, turned him face. I mean, they had the perfect face turn for him, and then now they've had him they've kind of doubled down on the heel roll here, and everybody's still cheering him. I think they should have made a full-on face turn with him instead of, he's kind of like a tweener right now, but I still think Lucha Underground messed up by not going full-scale face turn with him. At least that's what I would have done, because I mean, he's popular. He's obviously selling merchandise because I saw a lot of Pentagon Junior shirts in the crowd. And of course, everybody chanting "Cierro Miedo" in the crowd. Be absolutely perfect. Then you get the little stinger at the end. You see Black Lotus. She's standing on top of I think she's standing she's on a rooftop. I don't know if it's on top of the temple, but it's out there on the rooftop in Los Angeles. And she said that, she's basically got a score to settle with Pentagon. And, I've called back for the Black Lotus Triad to destroy him. And I'm going to show him what fear really looks like behind her, like these 3 ninjas. And I'm like, hell yes. I do believe that Lucha Underground has answered my call. I was calling for more Asian talent. I hope this is it. And now we're going to think about this, kids. In one show, not only have we got people who can use magic, we've got a person from space, we've got an actual dragon, we've got a Puma, we've got a dragon. I already said dragon, excuse me. Now we've got luchadors. Now we're going to have ninjas. Hell, all we need is pirates at this point. Pirates and maybe like a cyborg. I don't know. Yes, a pirate and a cyborg. That's what we need. We'll just have like the whole, just nerddom complete. God, I love Lucha Underground. Don't ever stop. But I love the storytelling. I love this. So here's what we've learned. That Johnny Mundo is going after the Gift of the Gods championship. Sexy Star is going to be on notice. Pentagon Jr. has pissed off Pentagon Dark has pissed off a lot of people. The Black Lotus Triad is coming. Hell yeah. Dario is going to try to kill Castro Cortez. I wonder what's going to happen with Joey Ryan here. The Disciples of Death are no more. So Mil Mortez is on his own. He's powered up now. And I'm just wondering where they're going with this. This is what I love about episodic television shows like this. I want to see what they're doing, where they're going to go with it. So I want to thank everybody watching here. And let's see, shout outs to Crazy J Ray and everyone else for watching live. I don't think I've really got any questions, but I want to thank everybody for joining us here. I do have some update here. Dave Coco is going to be back with us in a few weeks. Right now, he's house hunting. He's trying to get like a house or an apartment in Tokyo, but things really aren't working all that well for him. He's trying to find stuff in his price range in a decent neighborhood and close to his job. There's just a lot of things there. So the rest of us here, we're holding down the fort. I want to say check out, let's see, LK. He should have a TNA review coming out shortly. Ring of Honor's got a pay-per-view coming up this weekend. We're probably going to try to get that review. If you happen to miss our reviews earlier this week, we've got a Raw, SmackDown, and NXT reviews already up and in the can. And you can find everything over at KocoSports.com. KocoSports.net takes you by the same place. It's where the world goes to kick ass. It's your home for combat sports, and where it's okay to be a passionate fan. You can also be sure to like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We're always cranking out some kind of reviews. So this is Boom Boom, and for the rest of the Coco crew saying the boom just went bang, and I am out.